everybody, my name is Karma from Wrecked the Hole, and once more I have awoken from my slumber. So allegedly, Jeremy Hambley from TheQuartering has joined the dark side and falsely flagged down a channel called Kino Casino. He's also allegedly been flagging channels that repost their clips and streams, though to what degree I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about Kino Casino, only that it's a streaming channel where the guys running it, PPP and Andy Worski, make fun of people. I mainly know about them from Smash JT's reaction to them talking about the grooming allegations around Razor Fist. I am much more familiar with Jeremy Hambley from TheQuartering, as I watched him for quite a while. I mainly stopped watching him on account that his content is just boring. Now before I get into the meat and beans of this video, I want to make it clear I'm not taking Hambley's side in this matter. He spent years crying about how it's wrong to censor people and called out those who falsely struck down videos and channels. If the allegations are true, and it's highly unlikely they're not, then this is nothing short of despicable hypocrisy. I also think that it's, at best, deeply counterproductive to go after his friends like Melanie Mack for standing by him. I can't stand that ditch for many reasons, but you can't just expect friends to go after each other publicly. In business terms, this would be called a conflict of interest. Mack and Hambley's other friends are biased in his favor, so even if they did try to criticize him, I don't think it would go well, as they'd essentially be opening themselves up to the worst of both worlds. On one side, their biases might get in their way and their criticisms will fall flat and or just not properly address the issue at hand, and so they'll get caught by the people who are pissed at Hambley. On the other side, there will be people who think they're throwing Hambley under the bus, and they'll get caught for betraying their friend. It's a lose-lose scenario, and that's why I don't criticize commentators who don't criticize friends publicly, because I've been on the internet long enough to know the can of worms it opens up. Hell, Hambley himself is a case study of why creators probably shouldn't go after people they personally know. A few years ago, Tim Pool treated him like shit over nothing, and Hambley was far more forgiving than he should have been. Now, with that out of the way, here's my take on the situation. I don't think Hambley's the main antagonist of this story. I think the BBEG of this campaign is YouTube.
This man is overgasped!
For years, YouTube has been pegging edgier creators with the 18-inch censorship dildo, without any lube. Kino Casino's content consists of them mocking people for everything about them in 7th grade fashion, and it's well established YouTube is about as fond of that content as I am at the idea of renting everything and owning nothing. And, from what I know, re-upload channels may not be considered ban evasions, but you're not allowed to upload other people's content as is. It needs to either be commentary or parody. At least from what I understand about the TLS. If Hambley had an IQ above room temperature, he'd have come out from the get-go and said he did flag Kino Casino, and the only tangible difference he made was that Kino Casino was banned now rather than a year or two down the line, due to YouTube content policy violations. And to be frank, I'd be inclined to agree with that argument, just knowing how YouTube works. Make no mistake, all the callouts and criticisms of Hambley are well-deserved, but I think people are looking at this specific situation with a bit of tunnel vision. I think our focus here should primarily be on YouTube's bullshit policies and their flagging system, and how the way they are allows people like Hambley to easily abuse them. Because based on what YouTube's ruled to be harassment, and I say that with heavy quotes, in the past, Hambley may not have technically false-flagged Kino Casino. This is why we need the government to pass a policy that forces YouTube and other social media platforms to become the digital equivalent of the public square. Realistically speaking, I think that's really what's going to solve the problem here, and I think what Hambley did is just a blemish from a much deeper rot. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. If you enjoyed the video, leave a dislike. My name is Karma, and once more I shall return to my slumber.